Okay, with all the 3 bolts removed and the 4 pickup bolts removed and the lubrication system unhooked and the linkage here undone, I didn't consult the manual, but I should have. This should come right out. And there you go. Now, right out the back, I see something bent in there. Not sure it's supposed to be like that. You're going to set this down on the rag, not in the dirt, like the rest of the tractor. Like that. Now that looks like a machined surface. This has an O-ring here. It's all hard. I still can't see anything. One guy told me sometimes the pickups get split apart, but I don't think that's the case here. Seals come apart. See if we can find new seals for it. That might be a trouble. I think I'm going to take these 3 screws out. Looks like someone's already been in here. Those 3 screws out, and this big screw here, which is only finger tight, and this back piece should pull off, and it should give me access to the tube. I hope. And my screwdriver. Let's see how this goes. Let's see if the right wrench here. 1/16. It's a half, I believe. Yep. Which we don't have on hand. That's one. Now, if I don't see anything wrong in here, I don't know what I'm going to do. To tell you the truth. We'll just wing it again. Get all this off. Maybe just blew a seal. I don't know. I think you'd be able to see it though if there was a seal blown. Yeah, David Brown hydraulics is probably one of the most misunderstood hydraulic systems. They're kind of complicated and finicky, but I think they were ahead of their time for all the functions they had back then, like automatic leveling and stuff like that, automatic draft control, this thing right here. But a lot of people around here don't know how to use it, and they don't like these tractors at all, so you get them cheap. But usually you get them cheap because they need fixing, like this one. That should, I'd say should, pull off. And this pressure tube right here looks like it's in a some kind of slip-through collar. It's locked in place, so I think that should pull off. I don't know. Let's try it. Knocking it with a hammer or something down here. Maybe not. Get behind it with a bar or a screwdriver. It kind of looks like it's supposed to come off. I should go look at the manual. Probably screwed the gaskets all up, but oh well. I already have a major transmission leak anyway. It drips out. No, I don't really. Probably never get the gasket set anyway. Try not to hurt it, but. It's stuck on the seal. Screwing it all up. See if I can tap it through the hose. A little bit. I might have to put new seals on it at that part anyway. There it goes. Now that gets me complete access to that tube. And I don't really see anything wrong. Let's set that aside. Everything's got to be cleaned up before I put it back together. You can see the milky fluid in here. Now this kind of doesn't look right here. It's kind of bulged out there. I'm thinking maybe there's a crack in it. But I can see it now, at least. And at least if I could confirm that there's no holes in it, It looks like there might be a pinhole there. I don't know if I can pull that tube out of there without taking that rear end apart. The tube fits in here kind of close. Before I go any further, I'm going to have to make some phone calls because it kind of looks like someone was in here before. I think you have to take the axles out, and it kind of looks like it's going to be hard to get this tube out of here. But I need to check this to make sure there's no holes in it. I'm wondering if I could just blow it for the air pressure through here. And if there's a hole, you should hear it like hiss or leak or something, you think. But it doesn't look like I ripped the gasket too bad, so I should be able to put silicone back on that and seal it off. It only has to seal from the bottom half, really. It's not like there's any pressure under there. Now, this unit here, it doesn't look tight. Doesn't look tight. But, okay. It looks bulged out here, but it could be because of the bend. I'm looking for any kind of split in it. And the pressure would leak out of. Kind of an awkward rig anyway. Looks like it's got two pressure lines going out. Okay, I didn't take the camera to work with me, but I tore the pump all apart and there's nothing wrong with it. There is two gears underneath here. This one's on a cotter keyway. And anyway, you take that clip off, pull that off, pull this cover off. There's two gears. The old timer told me to, well, the old guy I was talking to that used to work on these said sometimes the gears would wear. And you could take the one gear out and flip it end for end, and it would pump again and be perfect. But it wasn't wore. I did it anyway, but the thing wasn't wore. So, and I've checked my pressure relief valve. Everything looks good in there. The springs and there's two springs, one underneath, one on top. Everything looked good there. So, and the one thing I did notice, though, I had this tightened when I was playing around it in my madness because it wasn't working. I tightened this screw right down, which would pull up. This goes through here, the center of this housing, and it's got like a T-bar on the end. It pushes up on the two springs. There's a spring over here. This side, I'm not sure exactly what it does, but there's nothing in there. It's just a spring. There's two springs here, one on top of the ball bearing. It sits in a seat. That one has a hole in it. You can see it. Hole in the top to let the pressure out. Oh, sorry, it's this side. I got them mixed up. It's this side. That's the pressure relief valve side. There's another valve in here. Blah, blah, blah. Everything looks fine. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. I think it's in my control valve over here. I'm thinking that when I had water, had ice in it. Originally, the old timers told me I popped the tubes, the pressure tubes going to the cylinder or to the control valve, which you can see one here. Anyway, after I had the pump off and the housing, which I forgot the tape, I put 25 psi in there. It wasn't leaking anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and put it back together. I need to put that washer on the top of that. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that's looser than I had it. And we're going to see what happens. I think, pretty sure it's in that valving. But I'm probably not going to tear that out because it's a pain. And somebody told me you have to take the top of the transmission off, which I don't really want to do right now. So we're going to put it back together. Okay, I'm all, well, not all reassembled. The rear lift arms are going back on. I'm going to wait till another couple of nights to do that. So I recommend that if you put this back together, you have two people to lift this back housing on. It's really heavy.